What do you
Fund K through
expect?
12. Fund K through 12 and
Too
hope
late. It's too late. It's too late. JB, it's too
that
late.
two
It's not,
generations,
it's
3 generations from now,
they're gonna be wearing
they can
gas
dig
masks
out of
and
this hole.
it's
They
over.
can dig
It's
out of this hole. No,
yeah,
because
3 generations from now,
I
everyone's
got
gonna be wearing
nothing.
gas
I got
masks and
nothing.
it's over.
What do you do? We are completely
There's
held
nothing to
hostage.
do.
We are completely held hostage
Yes.
by ambitious people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ambitious people looking for their short-term gains because they understand that they will be dead before any of the long-term effects would have any adverse effect on their life. At the end of the day, their money will defend them from any kind of causality as a result of inaction on climate change. And that is what we as everyday commoners have to deal with, is the fact that the people who run our government, the people who are on TV telling us what's what, have so much money that they will be able to defend themselves from any of the short-term effects of climate change. Now, here's the thing. What we're talking, the long-term effects will affect everyone. There's no amount of money you could have in the world unless your ultimate goal is to live underground in a bunker that is wholly self-sufficient and in a way impenetrable from any nation state to come and take it over. If that's your interim goal, fine. For your lineage, your family, maybe you'll survive the apocalypse. But for everyone else, the people making the decisions today have enough money to shield themselves from any of the ramifications of their decision making. And that's basically where our politics and our government is starting to crumble, is basically in that fact that everyone else is going to suffer because you don't have enough money to save yourself from these issues. We talked about this before. We talked about how your house, if it's not insured and when it goes up in smoke, that's just you on the street. Unless you have enough money to go and buy a new house without any of the equity of having sold the previous house, which how many people listening right now could do, you're going to be SOL. Most people, regardless of where you stand, will be SOL. But the people who run our government, the people who are on TV talking to you about climate change is not a big deal, they're speaking from their own experience. And their own experience, that is true. They could fund fossil fuels till the end of their days because that money will insulate them from having to actually deal with this issue. It's the rest of us.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
The rest of us.
To say climate change isn't real because in my personal bubble, I don't notice a drastic change.
I will not notice.
I was going to say, like, I reject the premise because climate change is so much bigger than that. Climate change is on a massive scale, both in time and place. Like you don't have a climate in your personal bubble. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like a weird thing to say. It's like there's no waves in the Indian Ocean because when I'm in the Atlantic or on the beach, like I don't see any. Like it's just like it doesn't make any sense. It's like
I hear. Well, I mean, it does make sense if I could fly
it's a terrible analogy, and it doesn't make any sense when I say it. But it's just, but it's like you're commenting on something that is so enormous, and your comment is rooted in a keyhole view. It doesn't even do it justice. It just doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
To us, yeah.
You don't have global temperatures in your street. I don't know what you're talking about. Ice caps aren't melting in your backyard. I don't know what you're talking about.
As long as your property, as long as your money doesn't go down, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's yet.
That's a gamble. It's a gamble that most people are willing to
I don't know how
take.
to describe. I don't know. How do you explain cascading? Like this cascades. It doesn't happen everywhere all at once at the same time. That would be, I don't know, a giant solar flare. Like it's not like that. That's not how ecosystems collapse. That's not how things affect the planet. Just like it's not nighttime all at once. Does that mean that nighttime doesn't exist? Like
if you could live in a floating air, what is it? A floating air vessel? What do you call it?
You got the money. That's right.
If you have the money,
1%, you can. It's always sunny on the 1%.
It's always sunny on the 1%. And who are the people that enter politics? Who are the people that legislate, that make the rules? People who are on that gravy train. And that's a train that the rest of us will never get on. And so these are issues for us. And we're out here in these streets complaining And it's falling on deaf ears because the people who are complaining to know that they will not be heavily impacted.